What a difference a day makes at Nationals Park. We were enjoying summer weather yesterday. Today the umbrellas are out. That guy looks like he's ready for a flyover. We've got parkas, we've got jackets, stocking caps. It's a cold day at the ballpark, and hitting Steven Strasburg, even against him, simply stepping in the box will not be a whole lot of fun today. So let's talk about the 1-2 punch. Max again yesterday, Strauss today. FP, these two guys are unbelievable going back to back.
Yeah, they're kind of playing off each other, right? Max with the complete game shutout, then Steven went 8 strong, struck out a bunch of guys his last start. Now Max with a great game yesterday, and you wonder what's going to happen here today. I think it's a big game today. A, you want to split a series. B, you want to get back to 500, then you go, especially heading up to New York to play the Mets tomorrow. So we'll see. Cold day here, windy day, a little rain expected. We'll see how Steven does.
So Steven Strasburg getting ready for this one. Since the All-Star break last year, we keep documenting his success. The Nats have won 11 of those 13 games. He's 8-2 over that time. The ERA way down there.
Yeah, Rockies people asking me, well, what has he done different this year? I said nothing. He's pitching out the stretch. He's doing well. I just think he's matured into throwing pitches for strikes and balls whenever he wants to. He's just not overpowering people anymore.
One thing that warms our hearts today, the memory of Jackie Robinson. You know, you played this game at the major league level. I think every ball player owes a debt of gratitude and should know a lot about Jackie.
Maybe more than every ball player, too, when you talk about what he did. I mean, he was the first African-American in the Hall of Fame. He was the first African-American broadcaster. He was the first vice president of a major corporation. So what Jackie Robinson did for baseball was great, but what he did for inequality was even more impressive.
He wears number 42. Everybody will today. On this date in 1947, the great Dodger debuted against the Boston Braves. And then he was in the big leagues until 56, hit .311. On-base percentage career over 400. He could fly, he could hit. Jackie Robinson, we celebrate him again today. Bank, no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. And by Ocean City, Maryland. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. Maybe that'll make you feel a little warmer. We've got some hardy folks with us here at the ballpark today for Game 4. The Nats behind Strasburg trying to get this series split against the Rockies. So right now, cloudy. Hints of rain off and on. They put the tarp on at 11 o'clock this morning. Humidity up there, 55 degrees. It probably feels with the breeze like it's in the 40s. And the Rockies, this is amazing. Their batting average down to 220. Only the Indians lower in baseball. Don't blame Charlie Blackmon And against Strasburg, career couple of strikeouts, but 5 for 11 against Steven. Only 4 batters, LeMahieu, Blackman, Carlos Gonzalez, and Gerardo Parra, have hit against Strasburg before. He's 4-4 in 8 career starts against Colorado.
You see the Arsenal fastball averaging 95 this year. Opponents hitting 333 against Steven's heater, but just 083 against the curveball, 174 against the changeup, coming off 8 shutout with 8 strikeouts last time out through 103 pitches. That was on April 10th, so here we go. Trying to feed off of what Max did yesterday. Number 42 is going to have a great game today. I'm calling it right now.
Bold prediction.
There's the defense today for the Nats. Moises Sierra gets the start again after the big knock yesterday. Turner Kendrick going to turn some twos. Defo Zimmerman the corners. Michael A. and Bryce going to run them down out there. And Matt Wieters, who had a nice game yesterday behind the plate. There it is, everybody in baseball today wearing number 42.
It's an awesome tribute for the man born in Cairo, Georgia. Jackie Robinson, last MLB appearance 1956. Strasburg, first pitch of the day, underway at 136 outside and low to DJ LeMahieu, who's 4 for 13 in this series, had a big night here on Thursday. Pretty quiet since. 5 for 16 career against Steven with a home run. 27-year veteran has the plate crew chief Jerry Meals. Ben May at first, Ron Culpa second base, Gabe Morales at third. Strasburg showing the short sleeves today. Late for the heater. Right side, Howie Kendrick.
I'm digging the blue socks out there. I don't think I've ever seen those before.
Yeah, guys are showing them off. What a great look.
They have 42 on them too, I believe, for Jackie Robinson. But that's a good look. Digging it.
Chris Iannetta, the catcher, is next. Rockies are 8-8. They're 4 back of Arizona. Nationals gained a game in the Mets yesterday. 7-8, 5 back. Brewers did not score against Syndergaard in the first inning at Citi Field. We'll keep our eye on that as the Nats head up there after this game today. Iannetta off to a great start, hitting 300. On base percentage over 400. And Steven staying inside, front door missing with the curveball, 1-1. Steven Strasburg's 188th start today. And a check swing and a foul tip, 1-2.
He looked in just to make sure there. A little extra look to Jerry Meals. Did you call that a strike? Is that a foul tip?
Sounded like it.
Sounded like it.
Wow, changeup diving in to the right-handed batter, 2 down.
Oh my gosh. Watch this. Have you seen a Strasburg changeup do this before? I mean, that's just dirty. We've seen rotten nasty, but that's just filthy. Yeah, there's the changeup. 12 strikeouts with that, and I gave you the numbers. Opponents just 4 for 23 off that pitch, but that one moved more than most.
22nd strikeout of the year against 5 walks in 21 innings. Going up there swinging is Charlie Blackman. Skied to Defo on the left side. Boy, the best way to get things done on a day like today, get yourself and your teammates right into the dugout. The Nats will face a 28-year-old lefty in Tyler Anderson with this lineup. Wilmer Defoe, 12 games against the Rockies, hitting just under .360 career. He made some things happen yesterday. RBI walk, couple of hits. Wilmer's had multi-hit games 2 of his last 3 times out. Howie's back in there at second with Defoe at third. And Moises Sierra, who's been pretty exciting so far, out there in left field. So here's Tyler Anderson, 11-12 career. One start against the Nats April last year. He didn't pitch well, but he got a lot of run support as the Rockies won that game.
A 6'3", 215, 28-year-old from Las Vegas, Nevada. Last time out on the 10th against the Padres, received the no decision. The Rockies 5-2 loss. Gave up a couple of runs on 7 hits over 6 innings. Struck out 8 Padres. So you saw the arsenal: fastball, cutter, curveball change, and here we go.
Trey Turner in the series, 2 for 11, on base 4 times, couple of walks, a steal, and a little herky-jerky hesitation to that delivery. And he gets ahead. Good changeup. 4 Nats in the lineup today have faced Anderson, Turner, Zimmerman, Kendrick, and Taylor. And you can hear the wind whipping up here and through our microphones around the ballpark. Nats are 9th in the league in batting average, 7th in runs. 2-2. Off speed, and Trey stays alive.
The Rockies defense behind Tyler Anderson today. Parra, Blackman, Gonzalez the outfield, McMahon, Desmond the corners, Story, LeMahieu up the middle, Chris Iannetta doing the catching. And Jackie Robinson played first base his first time out on the field.
Had his close, 3-2. Yeah, I remember one of the most memorable scenes of that movie, 42. They were spring training in Panama. And one of the coaches telling Jackie Robinson how to pop his foot off that bag as soon as he felt the ball hit his first baseman's mitt. Became pretty good at that. So Anderson pulling out the entire arsenal there against Trey Turner for the first out. Wilmer is next. Batting average up to 286. Right-handed, he's 2 for 8.
Now check out Bryce Harper's cleats. Those are cool.
Those things have been kind of a big item online for the last several days. On display, and Defoe turns on one, and that wind coming in from right field blows it way out of play. Got a breeze coming in right over the scoreboard out there.
So he's got 42 on the left cleat and Jackie's signature on the right. That's so cool.
So on the attempted bunt, sounded like a foul ball. 1-2 now.
Yeah, you looked at the forecast before the game and it said the rain was going to get here around 3:30 or 4 the front, but there's been pop-up stuff that's just coming out of nowhere right now. You look at the radar, there's nothing there 1 minute, then all of a sudden there's a cell over DC. So it's going to be one of those days for the boys. They're going to have to play through it. Not fun.
And not exactly springtime coming in New York either. We'll be in the 40s all 3 nights up there. Worry about that tomorrow. Here's a 2-2. And it's launched to left by Defoe and onto the track. Gerardo Parra makes the grab. Wilmer swinging the bat well.
You try and look at the winds and how it's playing here at Nats Park today. Does it look like it's blowing out? I think maybe from right to left, and this ball was kind of hooking away from Parra the whole time. He made a nice job of outrunning the baseball, but a good at-bat by Wilmer Defoe. Nice play by Parra. Yeah, windy day, cold.
Yeah, it'll definitely help some balls hit left center, left field. Here's Bryce facing Anderson for the first time. Harper on base 3 times in the series, a walk, 2 hits, and an RBI. And he launches one to right center. See you later. There's not a wind blast in America that could stop that one on this day. And Bryce's 7th puts the Nats on top.
That, folks, is walking the talk. On Jackie Robinson Day, you pull out those cleats. You got to do something, don't you? He goes deep, puts his ball club up 1-0. There goes the no-hitter. There goes the shutout. Bryce Harper on Jackie Robinson Day with a tremendous tribute, his first at-bat.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman blowing into him. So Bryce Harper, career homer number 157, and he hit that just about as well as any of them.
That might have been through a breeze blowing from right to left, too. That was against traffic.
2-0.
That's a great shot of Bryce smiling. We didn't see a whole lot of that last year. And he was having a fantastic year, but he's always so focused. You don't catch him smiling too often. That's great.
Ryan maybe guessing 2-0 fastball, got a hook. 2-1. So Ryan's come alive a bit in this series, on base 4 times against the Rockies. He has a career homer against Tyler Anderson, 1 for 3. Off speed, had him out ahead. And kind of moving with the breeze is Trevor's Story. That's it for the first. Strasburg has a lead to work with. A mammoth Bryce Harper home run.
That fastball was right down the middle. And I'm telling you, this was against the wind. He knew it. Check him checking it out. And some high fives in the dugout. Nicely done. Fastball right down half street. And he knew it, didn't he? I mean, it had the sound, had the launch angle. We'll show you some numbers here in a second. 109 miles an hour, 28 degrees on the launch angle, and if the wind wasn't blowing from right to left, that might have been 480.
Yeah, 418 into traffic, as you say. So top of the second, a strike from Strasburg to Carlos Gonzalez. Stevens now thrown 9 pitches, 7 strikes. Cargo just stepped out for a moment to gather himself. Stevens ready to get the ball and get it right back homeward. Up and away, 1-1. And Gonzalez, a fly to left center. Wynn's going to push it over to Sierra. 4 straight for Steven to start the game. Got some inside the numbers for you. Brought to you by PNC. All right, dynamic duos. First of all, go to the bottom line. And if we include Max and Tanner, they're right up there with Kluber and Carrasco of Cleveland. And then the Cubs combo of a couple of years past, Kershaw and Maeda with the Dodgers. And a former teammate of Max's, Rick Porcello, with David Price in Boston. Anybody better than R2? I don't think so.
I don't know. Batman and Robin won a lot of games together.
Robin more of a junk baller. Batman brought the heat. Here's Gerardo Parra hitting .245. And he's had good success against Strasburg, 5 for 15.
You know, I've talked to some of my friends in town, they're Nats fans, and they're wondering if you should break up Scherzer and Strasburg back to back, but they don't give you similar looks. You know, they both throw mid-90s, upper 90s, both have nasty off-speed stuff, but it's not like you see one day and you see Steven the next day and you're going to have an advantage. Their stuff is so dominant. You don't have, I mean, if you have 2 guys, Carp, that are, you know, 91 with sinkers back-to-back days and you're getting that look, well, maybe you want to break them up with a lefty in the middle. But when you have 2 guys that are just overpower you with amazing secondary pitches, yeah, it doesn't matter if you face them back-to-back days, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's why the Nats are doing this.
You know, and sometimes because of days off and all that early in the season, the rotation falls that way, and you're not going to give these guys a day off the way they're throwing. Defoe to Zimmerman, 2 outs, and with more on this subject, here's Dan.
Yeah, Bob, people see Scherzer and Strasburg as similar pitchers, but talking to Strasburg about this the other day, he said he sees himself as a different pitcher than Max in a lot of ways. He might look a little bit at how Max attacks an opposing team, but he attacks based more on what hitters have done off him in the past and tries to make adjustments off of that. He says at the end of the day, Scherzer's strengths and his strengths are different. So people ask him about whether he piggybacks off Max. He says he doesn't view it that way. He learned very early on any team can beat any team on any given day. So he prepares as he best sees fit for his strengths and game plans that way, not relying too much on how Max has attacked the day before.
And that's the most he's said in 7 years.
He's had 2 long conversations with our guy this year, so well done, Dan.
That was awesome. He told you all that. That's fantastic.
1-1. Ian Desmond, used to playing behind Strasburg, now faces him for the first time. Ian off to a rough start. He's 10 for 54 on the year.
Not an April player.
That's true.
Never has been.
That's true. 1-1. And the hook is away. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, we used to joke, hey, start the season in May. Because after April, he was one of the best shortstops in baseball every year. He used to just, the game moved fast for him in the first month of the year.
Yeah. 2-1 count. Close with the changeup. Ian might have been paying attention on that Ionetta pitch. Here's Nissan.
I mean, he had to ask Jerry Mills if that was a ball.
That was a delayed call. Desmond was 2 steps toward first base.
Oh, I put walk on my scorecard. Jerry Mills is not very demonstrative back there today, and if hitters are asking him what the deal is, look how long he waited to call that a strike. All right, now I need the whiteout.
Now it's 3-2 with 2 outs. And Strasburg just freezes him with a curveball. A strikeout in each of the first 2 innings. And with this guy pitching, the Nats aren't spending a whole lot of time on defense. after every half inning on a day like this. One way to avoid hitting that bag is to do what Bryce did, just touch it after you hit it 418. So here's Howie, 1 for 7 in the series with a home run and 2 for 9 career with a walk against Tyler Anderson, who had to throw 17 pitches in the first inning. He jacks one hard up the middle, and that is a clean single for Howie Kendrick. He's now been on base in 12 of his 13 games this season.
A professional hitter, watch the swing, hands inside the baseball, lightning quick. Watch how deep he lets this pitch get. Right back up the middle. Stay hot, Howie.
At Wieters, big day yesterday. He's had only one right-handed at bat, and that was later in yesterday's ball game. And he faces Tyler Anderson for the first time.
You know, even if you're not a base stealer here, you can get a big lead so the whole bench could see his move. You see that little kind of mule kick he has in the middle. I just did it with him. Mule kick he does in the middle of his delivery. So even though maybe Howie's not thinking about going, what's the harm here for you younger players that don't steal bases of getting a big lead off a lefty, know you're going back to the base, and let the whole bench and all those guys right there see his move. You see it on video, but that's the advantage of being in the first base dugout. You can really do your homework on a left-hander's move. Even if you're not going, show everybody else.
Yeah, with a speed ball club like this, every little advantage makes them even more dangerous. Nats are 17 out of 20. Just a medium lead by Howie there. And a 2-1. Wieters lays off the changeup. Ball 3. I guess we're lucky to be playing 5 games, 6 games in baseball. 5 in the American League already postponed today. Upper Midwest is getting hammered
with rain.
Ball 4 low. I read something this morning where there have been 3 days so far this season when everybody got to play. 3 days.
Well, Moises Sierra got to play yesterday, so that was one of the days when he got to play, and he got a start today, maybe because of this. Lit up the crowd, the double in the gap. He tried to stretch it for 3. Just a perfect tag got him at third. But he got all of us going yesterday with the double in the 6th inning to score a couple of runs.
Yeah, first 2 RBIs as a Nat. So he's 2 for 9 overall, a couple of RBIs in 4 games played. Love that approach. He's hit a couple of extra base hits the other way. And he took that step and tried to bunt. Ben May says he went, no balls, 2 strikes.
I don't think he thought he went, and I'm kind of scratching my head here too. Did he go? There was a little jab at it in there in the middle.
Try to get together on the count here. Scoreboard has it 1-2. We have it 2-1. Usually if Jerry Meals, the home or any home plate umpire, sees a disparity on the board, they will signal. And Sierra getting away from one down around his foot.
He likes the high pitch. Does a nice job of getting on top of that. More of a high ball hitter from what we've seen in spring training and early here.
So it is 2-2 now. Off speed, and that ball really hit hard. LeMahieu turns it into a 4-6-3 with Trevor Story. Howie to third, 2 down. Guy's swinging a good bat right now.
Well, he got to pitch up finally and hit into some bad luck. The helmet thing got weird as he was crossing first base. Yeah, fastball up, he drills it. But I think the helmet came off and he kicked it. And it almost hit Ben May on the ricochet. I didn't mean to rhyme that. That was just, you can't teach editing. Watch this at the end. Comes off. I think it hits his heel on the way up. And then that could have smoked Ian Desmond. Goes over Ian.
Strike one to Michael A. Taylor. That's going to get the inside edge. Taylor didn't like the call. He gives Jerry Meals a long look. Michael A. first RBI on the bunt base hit yesterday. A big part of that 4-run 6th inning. Swing and a miss, and the bottom of the 2nd is over. Started out in promising fashion. The double play took care of that. 1-0 on the Harper home run. Strasburg pitching extremely well. 21 pitches, 13 strikes, couple of Ks. Harper a homer to back him. And on Friday, April 27th, the Nats will be back in town. And K Street returns for $39. K Card, exclusive K Street t-shirt. Cheer on the Nats from the field level seat against a really good Arizona team. Visit Nationals.com. Get your K Street tickets. Left field corner way. Be a lot of fun. Top of the 3rd, Trevor Story, Ryan McMahon, and Tyler Anderson. That's some maybe painful jammage on a day like this. 0-2 with the heater. Trevor Story 1 for 11 in this series with 6 Ks. Yoenis Cespedes and Paul DeYoung, the National League hitters who have struck out more than Trevor Story.
Oh, here comes the filthy change. The one he struck out Ionetta on was a lot like that. I mean, that thing's moving from one side of the plate to the other and going down.
Yeah. Do we ever talk about a 12-6 changeup?
I don't know. I mean, it usually goes down more than across, but he's got tons of late fade on it while it's going from north to south.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock changeup. And Trevor Story way out ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what you look for. You got to respect fastball off of Steven with 2 strikes, but the other 2 pitches are so devastating to it. I mean, it just cannot be fun sitting in there with 2 strikes against this guy at all. Look how small the baseball is in his hand.
I know.
It looks like he's holding the Titleist. It's in his glove now.
You don't get a sense of how large Steven Strasburg is until you stand next to him on the field. Or stand 90 feet, 60 feet away with a bat. That's his 3rd K of the day. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
Well, even if guys were standing 90 feet away, it'd still be a tough at bat. I had some friends sitting down by the field yesterday. Fans know this. All these guys are big. You come to a ball game, you sit down low, and you're thinking, wow, 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3". This guy right here is right around there too. Everybody.
Yeah, Ryan McMahon playing 3rd base with Nolan Arenado sitting out the suspension for this game and then 3 more. Ryan McMahon's 6'2", 216. There's that hard slider down and in. Getting some ABs. He's 2 for 23 to start the season. One of those hits in this series.
See, that's a pitch if you're facing Steven Strasburg, you got to be all over. I mean, a 2-0 fastball right down the middle. It doesn't get easier from there. And he'll give you a fastball every now and then to hit. And if you're sitting 2-0 against a guy that can punch you out, that's one most hitters want to be on.
Loud sound, towering fly ball. And Michael A. Taylor catches it about 370 feet away. That's the part of the ballpark where the wind could help you a little on this day. 8 in a row, and Tyler Anderson, the pitcher, next.
Well, I just told you what Ryan McMahon was doing. He had a game plan sitting soft right there. You take a 2-0 heater down the middle, and then you're on a slider like this. You know, maybe he just disregarded fastball that at bat and sat on off speed. This is a pretty good swing, and Michael A. went a long ways. The wind is playing tricks on the high fly balls. Nice play.
By the way, we have to mention now that when Story was retired to start this inning, Scherzer and Strasburg have now combined for a perfect game. They've retired together the last 28 Colorado hitters. Max 20 to finish his day yesterday, and now Strasburg the first 8 today. I mean, we're talking about things that are just almost impossible to do with these two. Defoe's going to give it a run over there by the tarp, and he's got it. And the big 2 remaining unhittable.
fouling a ball off his left big toe. Davey Martinez saying earlier today, Rendon felt a little bit better today, but that toe is still pretty sore. The Nationals remain optimistic that Rendon can avoid a DL stint, but they're going to monitor Rendon day to day. As for Daniel Murphy, when the Nationals leave town at the end of today's ball game, Murphy's going to head down to West Palm Beach and start getting in some extended spring training games. The Nationals are essentially going to treat his next few weeks like a spring training because Murphy is still building up so much. Davey making sure to say, though, that they don't want to rush Murphy. They're going to get him in some games, let him kind of maybe do a little bit like Ryan Zimmerman did in spring training, just kind of mold his game action how he wants to, get a lot of at-bats, maybe not move around too much in the field at first, but take him very slowly. Sounds like he's still a couple weeks off, guys, but making good progress and going to start to get some live ABs.
Well, that's great news to get Murphy down there, get him active. Probably hanging around New York for 3 days, other than doing some running in the outfield. Not the greatest thing, so can't wait to get him back. Here's Steven Strasburg, bottom of the third.
Steven enjoys hitting off lefties. Take care or you let it rip? He can hit. I don't think this is an automatic take. Well, maybe it is.
Scherzer, the leader with 3 hits on the staff. Steven has 1. Tanner Roark, A.J. Cole with base hits, and Cole's a homer. And a 2-1 now. Good job of looking that one all the way in, ball 3.
Hey, look at Anderson's hesitation. It's not like Kershaw's in the sense that it's more of a kick. Kershaw just kind of holds it there.
Good at bat. Nats have their leadoff man for the second time, and Tyler Anderson snapping that ball into his glove when he got it back.
All right, kids, it's all about you. Sunday, April 29th at the ballpark. Celebrate Kids Opening Day with Junior Nats Kids Club. Join Screech and all of his weird buddies in celebrating his birthday. Take home a party favor. The first 10,000 kids ages 12 and under receive a fidget spinner. That's presented by the Potomac Nationals. Tell your parents to visit nationals.com for tickets. Clammy Sosa will be here. Tommy the Swordfish.
Hari Canary.
I don't know. We're just saying that. They were here in the past.
Yeah.
We don't know. We just make stuff up.
Breaking ball to Trey Turner. And for the first time really in his career, first series against the Rockies where he just hasn't wrecked their pitching staff. Struck out swinging to start the game. Strasburg a short lead. Ian Desmond plays behind him. And the changeup floats away, 2-0.
Got the jacket on today. It's so chilly. Stand next to his old buddy Ian, who's not holding him on.
Boy, any add-on runs you can get early in this game set a great tone for the rest of the day. The way Steven Strasburg's pitching, 34 pitches in 3 innings. 2-1 now.
Ianetta's got that quarterback wrist thing on. I want to see what that says. Zoom in. I want to see what it says.
You'd have to really zoom in for that one.
Turner first pitch fastball away. I can't see. Oh, there it is. All right, I got to get upside down. Wow. Interesting.
And Trey, a good job to adjust to the changeup. I've never seen you do a game standing on your head, but
I tried
you may
to.
be able to see that.
I mean, we could do some CIA work for the boys in the clubhouse right now. I don't know if that's frowned upon.
I don't know. You might get brushed back by Jeff Hewson next door. 3-2. Jeff is the Rockies TV analyst working with our longtime friend Drew Goodman over there. Pirates will be hosting the Rockies starting tomorrow. 3-2 Strasburg short lead. Desmond is holding him on the payoff pitch, and Trey Turner now walks. So he walks 9-1 and has to deal with the sweet swinging Wilmer Defoe. Third walk already by Tyler Anderson on a day when you don't want your fielders standing around.
See if Wilmer decides to lay one down here, set something up. That would take the bat out of Bryce's hands, you feel like, but is Bud Black going to pitch to Bryce? Even if.
And it's an entire infield mound visit here. So danger on deck. Wilmer reached out and hooked a line drive to left, pretty deep first time. Parra went back to the track to grab it. Desmond already on the grass, so's Ryan McMahon on the other side. Defoe no sign of squaring around on ball one. Did take that bunt step there, but the pitch nowhere near.
I mean, normally you're thinking, yeah, Bryce Harper on deck, lay one down, but do it for a hit so it's bases loaded. But when Tyler Anderson's walked a few in front of you, I don't think you should be in any hurry to give him an out, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. Do you even attempt anything when he might throw ball three? Yeah, he did. And he pops it up. Ian Desmond makes the call, drifting with the wind. Infield fly rule was in effect. One out, Harper coming up.
All right, DC Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 homers hit this year by the Nats. Lexus experienced amazing, and we saw amazing in the first inning. Whew. I mean, he just smoothed that. Do you see how easy he swung right there? I mean, nice and easy, caught it out front, nothing violent to it. 418 feet through the wind, and the Jackie Robinson cleats are 1 for 1 with the tater. Wow, at the end.
Now we have something going on with Tyler Anderson.
See a tongue depressor for the mud caught in his cleats?
Maybe. I think that's Keith Duggar, their head trainer.
That's he works as a NASCAR pit crew boss in the winter.
He does?
No.
Oh.
He looks like he's changing a tire. No mound visit for this, I'm being told. Look at that. So it looks like dirt on the mound, but right underneath you'll see the grounds crew tamping down clay after the game. So when that clay gets moist,
Gets cakey.
I like that, cakey. What kind of cake?
Upside down cake.
Upside down mud cake?
Yeah. By the way, first time up. Bryce went deep. 1 for 12 against lefties to start the season before that blast. And Tyler Anderson, over his career, holding lefties to a batting average 50 points below what right-handers do against him. So everything went against convention that first time up, and Bryce put quite a swing on it.
So if you're Bryce, do you look for a fastball down the middle again, or are you sitting on something else? No, you hit a ball that far, very rarely do you get that pitch again. Cutter.
Yeah, didn't throw the four-seamer there.
Saw Matt Wieters do a nice job yesterday of, after a pull side home run, taking a single to left, kind of knowing what they were going to do to him as a veteran hitter.
0-2 now.
You know, normally Steven Strasburg really wouldn't have a chance to score on a Bryce Harper single, but because of the respect for Bryce in the outfield and his pop, the Rockies outfield is deep, so he might be able to score. Look how deep they are because of Bryce.
Yeah. Bryce won multi-homer game already this year. And that cutter has him following one off to the left, just taking it where it was going.
He's just so under control compared to past years. His swing is so 80%. It's not 110 where the helmet's coming off and he's falling over. We've seen that before, and I think he's learning now, along with Kevin Long and Dave Martinez, that hey, I can still hit him 420 without even really going max effort. Almost like a guy that could throw 98, but he throws strikes at 94.
Good ID on the curve.
And he still strikes people out. Same sort of principle for a hitter. I think he's learning he doesn't have to swing so hard all the time and still put up crazy numbers and be the best player in the National League. It's kind of a cool evolution to see him from 19 to right now and how he's changed his swing and his approach.
Got him on the off speed. Third K for Anderson comes at the best possible time for him.
Might have been a changeup for strike three. We'll take a look at the whole sequence. Part two, Tyler Anderson versus Bryce Harper. First pitch cutter. And then he goes fastball down and in. Dangerous pitch, got away with that one, and then bounces another cutter. Then he goes to the curveball right there. Rarely throws that. And I think the last pitch that he struck him out on was a changeup.
Mercedes-Benz on the pitch sequence there. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. He was ahead 2-0 first time, and Anderson got a strike on an off-speed pitch and then got Ryan to pop up to short.
Here's that last pitch. I think it was a changeup. Yeah, 82.
Nats have had 5 base runners already. Ryan waved at it and didn't stop, according to Ben May. And he looks amazed at the call.
Dave Martinez has a good view of it too. He looks amazed.
Not in a good way.
He looks angry. Don't question my check swing calls. Good changeup again.
Throws away the fastball. Strasburg to third, Turner to second. He really overthrew that one.
Well, now that changes a lot. It takes away that pitch he just threw because you don't want to bounce one for a run. Now Bob Henley doesn't have to worry about sending Steven Strasburg on a base hit. He's at third base. And with Trey Turner on second, this could be 2 runs with a knock. The whole complex, the complexion of the inning just changed right there with that one wild pitch.
Ryan Zimmerman, 5 batted in. And maybe in on his hands just enough. Short right center. Making an adjustment is LeMahieu. So the Nats will strand 2. They've left 3 to the middle innings, 1-0. today for a better tomorrow. Tanner lending his support to our Warriors, their families. They're here every day, and we honor them every day. Honoring Jackie Robinson on Black Heritage Day at the ballpark. A lot going on, and a lot with this guy, too. 3 innings for Steven Strasburg. A strikeout in each frame, 34 pitches, 20 strikes.
All right, check out some Verizon Exmo here. You know, I always joke when Max pitches, it makes me want to play again. But watching these pitches by Steven Strasburg today, this makes you never want to play again. That first changeup was just rotten. There's the curveball to Ian Desmond for strike 3. And watch the fastball here to Trevor Story for strike 3. So yeah, cold day, Steven Strasburg, never want to play again. From TVs to tablets, everything is amazing on the 100% fiber optic network. Visit getfios.com today.
I'd be struck out as soon as I saw those eyes wide open coming at me.
Yeah.
So we go top 4. LeMahieu, Iannetta, Blackman.
That first Exmo changeup, we might have to show you again. That's in a season where he's thrown a lot of dirty pitches. That one was, I think, the filthiest.
LeMahieu overpowered on a fastball first time, bounced out to Howie at second. And 2-0 to start the 4th. One nothing here, 1-0 in New York. Mets got a run in the first. Trey Turner goes backhand, plants and fires. 10 in a row to start the game. And now 30 straight, Scherzer and Strasburg combined.
We were watching the Mets game before we went on the air. They started at 1 o'clock, and Noah Syndergaard's pitching for the Mets. And you and I were watching his changeup. But the one that's being featured here by Steven Strasburg's, I mean, Syndergaard's was good. This one's better.
Yeah, the Nats will miss Syndergaard and Harvey in that series. Matt Harvey pitched yesterday. Of course, they'll miss our big 2.
And if I'm Chris Iannetta, I'm swinging early too after my last at bat. I can't blame him a bit.
Wind rumbling through the ballpark here. And the 0-1. Pretty well hit right field. And Bryce right in front of the track, right on the edge. 2 down. Nothing in the air routine today. Next up, Charlie Blackman.
Even though that was a right-handed hitter, and even though it was opposite field, he hit that ball well, and it was knocked down, and that just makes you appreciate Bryce Harper's home run in this game. The wind is howling from right to left, and it seems like right field is closed. Maybe the scoreboard was the protection for Bryce's homer.
Yeah. Flags are standing straight out today. Charlie Blackman a pop up to Defoe first time. Trey Turner up the middle on the shift. And a challenge heater on 2-0. A really good hitter late.
A well-located challenge heater. You saw Matt Wieters give fastball away, and Steven hit his spot perfectly. Rain's starting to come down again.
Yeah, one of those off and on days. Max Scherzer, it sprinkled during almost his entire start on Monday. Didn't seem to affect anything, and Steven Strasburg just, he's throwing right now like it's a Southern California afternoon. 3-1 with 2 outs. Howie Kendrick in right field on the shift. Three-one changeup right in there.
See, we talked about the evolution of Steven too. He can throw this pitch for a strike. It's not just that wipeout split thing he threw Chris Iannetta first time up. The fact that he can feather that in, look at that, the touch on that pitch to get a strike. 3-1.
High drive to right. Harper going back, and Charlie Blackmon, and it didn't get out of here by much with that win, but he's homered on consecutive days. And for the Rockies, their first hit against a Nats starter since Blackmon's homer yesterday.
That ball almost came back in the ballpark. That had upper deck written all over it and barely got out of here. You talk about how the wind's knocking the ball down to right. I thought this ball on a normal day would at least been in the upper deck, and watch where it lands. It almost blew back into a double, and Charlie Blackmon does it again, like you said. Wow.
Carlos Gonzalez, his bat goes right by Strasburg, breaking in half. That's Trey Turner on the shift. So that's it. Rockies get a homer from Blackmon, and right now he's the only thing between a couple of starters and perfection on this weekend. Oh, look at George take out Tom there. So there's a logjam, and Abe wins his first race of the year. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com, see how much you could save.
Did you see that one fan? Thought Thomas Jefferson was coming to get him.
You don't want to get anywhere near those coconuts.
Oh.
Bottom 4, Kendrick, Wieters, and Sierra. So Tyler Anderson back even. And I know Max has thrown 2 no-hitters, a near perfect game, 20 strikeouts. But when you consider 2 games in a row by our starters, we might just have witnessed the greatest performance by 2 Nats starters on consecutive days ever. Scherzer and Strasburg combined to retire 31 consecutive hitters before Charlie Blackmon hit that homer. And he had the previous hit yesterday. Pretty amazing what these guys have done.
quick pitcher.
No swing. It's 2-2.
Changed his delivery, tried to rush him.
Anderson started, then decided to take a pause. You can do that with nobody on base. And another changeup. So much confidence in that pitch today, and that's his 4th strikeout. He's been able to pitch around 3 walks.
Matt Wieters yesterday, 4th inning. Nats looking for some offense, and he delivered. His first home run of the year, right center, 106 miles an hour. Just snuck out of here, 405 feet. And then fast forward to the 6th inning. After a pop-up by Matt Adams with runners aboard, he singles to left. So a nice day yesterday for the Nats catcher.
Changeup after changeup to that outside edge.
Well, you figure Tyler Anderson loves this weather. He's an Oregon Duck. First Oregon Duck to make it to the big leagues since they reinstated the program in 2009.
Carlos Gonzalez waiting for it to come down. 2 outs in the 4th.
All right, Nats fans, check out the brand new Deals Hub on Nationals.com for your one-stop shop for special offers. Save on your next trip to the ballpark with discounted game tickets and concession items. Visit Nationals.com and start saving today. Lots of deals. We love deals.
Moises Sierra hit the ball really hard first time, right at LeMahieu. And with 2 on, nobody out, he engineered a 4-6-3 double play that killed a 2nd inning would-be rally. 1-1.
Have you seen Oregon's baseball uniforms? They're a lot like their football unis. They have like 20 of them. All kinds of different outfits for the baseball team.
Yeah, Nike close by, huh? Two. Man, he's got some kind of change going today. 2 Ks in the 4th, 5 in the game, and the 4th inning of Nationals baseball. Brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Time to check in indoors for some cold weather gear. Celebrating his day, Washington area Toyota dealers helping children and their families. $44 to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health. For every strikeout by a Nats pitcher, we've had 171 of those so far. Top 5, Parra, Desmond, Story. Gerardo Parra bounced out to Wilmer Defoe at third, first time up. Defoe on the grass over there. That one comes around to get the outside. 1-1.
Yeah, I know it's early and there's no sense of urgency, but it would be nice for the Nats to get back to 500 today and feel good on that train ride up to New York tonight.
Yeah, not an easy road trip, even though the Dodgers are struggling. Giants under 500. Starting with the Mets, who will either be 11-3 or 12-2 at the end of the day. Their best start ever. Look at the Dodgers team ERA. They're usually first or second in the league in staff earned run average. And Joe Panik leading the way for the Giants. Good young hitter. They picked up McCutchen and Longoria during the offseason. And that is a hitter overmatched for the first out. 5th inning. Strasburg, strikeout number 4.
Change up again. Watch the fade on this one. Maybe you can see it from this angle. Thing just took off towards third base. Watch this. Oh my God. I mean, that's from one side of the plate to the other. You can't make a wiffle ball do that. Try it, kids. Get the wiffle ball, put the holes on one side, and see if you can do that. You can't. Sorry.
Can't remember who said it the other day, but they were talking about Strasburg's changeup, and they said it's like the old pitch guys used to throw called the screwball. Really hard, down and in, just kind of defying what a baseball's supposed to do. And Ian Desmond somehow avoided this.
He had a little look out there, didn't he? Tried to bunt. Fastball got away, and he took a little peek at his old buddy on the mound, huh? Was that a Nolan Ryan don't bunt on me pitch?
1-1. Ian thought he had walked in the 2nd inning. Had a strike 2 call. Did Strasburg on a fastball off the plate, and then he struck him out looking. Trying to keep those cleats clean out there.
A lot of ponchos here today.
Crowd's getting more experience as the years go by. We see fewer and fewer struggling like the old days.
That one guy with the disaster a couple years ago is one of my favorite moments in the booth.
Longest moment ever to put on rain gear.
I still look at that video in the winter and laugh.
2-2 with 1 out. And Ian Desmond hits one right at Howie Kendrick. Trevor Story is next here in the 5th. Nats are back here April 27th through May 6th. So we'll see the Diamondbacks for the first time, and then the Pirates, and then the surprising Phillies, who've won 5 in a row. They're 8-5. A lot of giveaways, a lot of fun for the whole family. Nationals.com. Make your plans for the next home stand.
Pirates are in first place. The Diamondbacks are in first place.
Yeah, D-backs 11-3, Pirates 10-4. Phillies ahead 5-3 at Tampa today, trying to sweep and go to 9-5. 1-0 to Trevor Story.
might try to jump a fastball right here. Do you throw him one? Locate it.
He located it upstairs.
Quick pitch him. See that? He'll vary his deliveries because he's always out of the stretch. So with nobody on 2-0 pitch, watch. Well, he couldn't see it there, but he really rushed his delivery and tried to sneak it by Story.
Three and one. On the inside edge.
So you see the big leg kick the pitch before, and that one he just kind of rolled through it. So when he has to throw a fastball and he feels like the hitter knows it's coming, disrupt the timing by not picking up your leg as much, and he's not losing any velocity. He's done it a lot in the past, but he feel like he's doing it a little bit more here today.
Battles back for the strikeout, and another 1-2-3 inning. Story twice, 5 in the game. And after 4.5, we're all tied up with the Rockies, and we are seeing some kind of performance by these Washington starters.
These are launch codes from NASA. I have no idea. The only ones I get is where it says eat, eat, and eat. That's the only thing I got from that. So who knows? We don't. And if it was that important, they'd have the flap on it covering it. So not a big deal, except for the part where it says eat. I get it.
Taylor, Strasburg, Turner, bottom 5. Change up has Michael A. way out ahead. 73 pitches by Tyler Anderson today. And the changeup is his number 1 right now. Goes with the heater, misses inside.
Yeah, those guys with the herky-jerky deliveries, the hesitation move, it messes with your timing as a hitter, and sometimes it takes a couple at-bats to figure out. See, he rushed him right there. Did you see that? He didn't do the mule kick in the middle of the delivery. So both pitchers today varying their deliveries to disrupt timing.
Looked like Michael held, and he's on his way to first. 4 walks by Tyler Anderson. Nats haven't made him pay yet. Now Steven Strasburg in a bunting situation. You would think, but you know, knowing Dave Martinez and how he thinks out of the box,
The word is you can run on Tyler Anderson. And what do you think about Michael A running here and then butting him over once he steals second?
I like it a lot. He's 4 for 4.
Huge lead. Bigger lead.
Holding. Strasburg lays it down perfectly. That's Iannetta to LeMahieu. 2-4 on the sacrifice.
And this is where I'm told you can really steal off Tyler Anderson as third base. He's a super long delivery, so give Steven a lot of credit. Perfect bunt to get Michael A in scoring position to go ahead run for the Nats. Some guys to greet him. Skipper, nicely done. That was perfect.
Trey, a strikeout and a walk. Trey Turner has now walked 12 times this year. Primary reason his on-base percentage is still in the 340, 350 range, despite hitting in the low 200s.
Cargo is playing Trey Turner like a pitcher. And that has to do with the elements, not Trey Turner's pop or lack thereof. The ball's not going to right. So what does a veteran right fielder do? He cheats in. He's got good wheels on second, 1-1 ball game. He feels like, go ahead and try to hit it over my head today. Trying to work hard out there to get a jump.
1-1 to Trey. And the low throw skipping into the mid of LeMahieu.
Check the ball. They threw it out.
Yeah.
So DJ LeMahieu working hard to keep Michael A. Taylor close. You see the open hand there. That was a daylight pick. It's a good job by LeMahieu. Taylor's got a big lead right there. You know, I always used to think, Carp, they never pick twice in a row to second. So if you threw to second to keep you close, you go the next pitch. You throw twice to second, you got me. Every time. Okay, there's one. How many times do you see a pitcher pick twice in a row to second? They do it to first all the time, but they never do it to second. So based on that logic, let's see what happens here.
And with Taylor holding, it's 3-1.
Slide step.
A lot of long counts by Tyler Anderson today.
The speed of Michael A. Taylor at second is messing with Tyler Anderson's concentration to the plate right now. The effect of him on base, Anderson's changing his deliveries, he's rushing his delivery, he's slide stepping with Taylor on second. Meanwhile, it's 3-1 to Trey Turner.
Trey Turner walks again, and the Nats have Jackie Robinson type speed on the bases right now. 5 walks. Defoe up, Harper next.
It's tough to win a big league ball game walking 5 guys. We'll see what happens here, but maybe like let's focus on the hitter right here.
So another mound visit by the Rockies here. Iannetta and Desmond, the visitors. Big spot for Wilmer Defoe. Lined out to left in the first, popped up on a 2-0 pitch in the third with 2 men on.
I don't know what those codes mean on Ionetta's wrist, but one of them has to be a strike.
And the off speed in there to Wilmer. Got that cutter that's mid 80s, the changeup slower than that. And Defoe looking for his, well, at least his second RBI of the year. Turner eyeballing Taylor. Into the 3 o'clock hour. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Good pitching matchup. Each team with a homer. Harper in the first for the Nats, his 7th. Blackman for the Rockies in the 4th, his 6th. Two and two to Wilmer Defoe.
That's another mound visit.
Wow. 2 in an inning in the 3rd of the game. They were down to 2 yesterday by the time the game ended.
I'll just say this, it's early in the season. 6 mound visits per team is not speeding up the game at all. It might be making teams think about going out there more than they would in the past, but it's not making the game any faster. And that was the intent, right? Crank him up right here if you're Dave Martinez. Start both runners with Bryce Harper on deck. You make the call. I don't know.
Antonio Senzatella just now throwing. It's really still playing catch. Hasn't planted on the rubber yet out there. So it's now 3 and 2. Harper next. And a look to Taylor. Michael A. has occupied a lot of the Rockies' infield attention since leading off this 5th inning with a base on balls.
I mean, you got speed to burn on the bases, but do you gamble right here with Bryce Harper on deck? We'll see.
Maybe he hangs himself, and maybe he strikes out Defoe using the off speed again. 6 strikeouts. Nissan on the pitch cast.
Yeah, 3-2 changeup. Wilmer out front. Everything down in the zone, and now here we go. Bryce Harper versus Tyler Anderson, round 3. Bryce run the first round with his 7th homer, struck out last time, and now trying to put his ball club ahead.
And using off speed, Anderson has popped up Ryan Zimmerman twice, so he can decide how much of Price he wants here, if any.
Yeah, he has a base. It's 3rd, but he has an open base.
Cutter.
You know, I think Bryce is thinking damage, but he has a whole left side, doesn't he? And we've seen him, when he's a 300 hitter, use that hole right there where shortstop usually stands, or at least be thinking toward the bullpen in left center field. Can't steer the baseball, but your thought process and what you're looking for in your game plan sometimes is dictated by the defense.
Taylor walk leading off. 1 out after that walk. Strasburg sacrifice in between. Trey walked. Defoe struck out on a 3-2 pitch. And Harper now looking for 2 out, 2 strike damage contact. Meanwhile, the pitch count at 92 for Anderson in the 5th inning. Three and 2.
I think he threw him a changeup last time for strike 3. So we'll see what he decides to do here. But all of a sudden, a cold crowd is getting into it.
Good at bat, bases loaded, all on walks. 6 walks, 6 strikeouts today. And Buddy Black has made his call to the bullpen. Wants the right-hander against Zimmerman. So Anderson can't stay in the game long enough to get a possible win. Second time in the series that's happened to a Rocky starter. Do you need expert printing? The UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing we can't solve. Zimmerman and Senzatella ahead. Certain situation could mean the ball game. Antonio Senzatella, 23-year-old right-hander, appears for the 2nd day in a row. He came in yesterday in the 6th, pitched a third of an inning, got roughed up, and he will match up with Ryan Zimmerman for the first time. So Ryan's day. Pop up to short, pop up to second on the off-speed stuff by Anderson. I don't know, maybe this matchup works better for Ryan, guy who throws a lot harder.
Well, that's going to change soon. Shocking stat.
I am shocked by that.
And that just means he's due. So here we go. Fastball slider from Senzatella. He loves the slider.
Fastball, first pitch, way inside. Career a whole lot better. So Taylor walked. Trey Turner the same, and Bryce Harper a moment ago. Bryce's 18th walk of the year. There's the slider that gets the outside edge.
Cargo super shallow with Ryan up too. That doesn't necessarily mean hit over his head. That just opens up that right center field gap.
Yeah. You're thinking 3 runs on a ball to the scoreboard.
Look at the gap in right center. I mean, he's cutting down his angle to cut that gap off. He's not throwing out Trey Turner on a base hit.
The ball gets away. Taylor steaming home. He's safe. Here comes Turner, and the Nats will score 2. To third is Harper.
Where's Bryce?
3-1 Washington.
Almost a bases clearing wild pitch. And Bryce was thinking about it. That's what they're laughing at third. Headley's like, you could have went if you wanted to. He'd have been out. We're just joking up here. But how about the speed on the bases? We've been talking about it all inning. And Chris Iannetta, who's had trouble on a lot of pitches in this series, that's got to be a pass ball. Michael A scores, and here comes Trey Turner sliding across the plate. Run till they tag you, everybody. And Bryce was thinking about it. He took a healthy turn at third. Look at the slide by Trey Turner.
Well, that's one way to make him pay for 6 walks to this inning. Another guy who walked in scoring position. The count's 3-1 to Ryan Zimmerman. So they were pounding him inside, and now he pounds one to short that is handled by Trevor Story. Ooh, ball bouncing, and Desmond made a good pick. The Nats pick up 2 and lead 3-1.
Run all over the place, just like we promised. It's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment, and here we go. Crank them up. 1 run scores. Here comes Trey Turner. I mean, there was foam on the runway for Trey. Check this out. Good read by Michael A, and watch the slide by Trey. Yep, foam on the runway. That's a great shot. Celebration in the first base dugout. That was fun.
So, first run on a pass ball, second on the throwing error by Iannetta. We go top 6, 3-1 Nats, number 8 hitter Ryan McMahon. And a 1-1.
See, that very play, though, for younger players is why you're never satisfied with the base you already have. Trey Turner could have walked into third and just stood there. But he ran hard to third base just in case something developed, and it continued to develop, and he made the turn and scored. A lot of guys just, oh, okay, we scored the run on the wild pitch. Good job, Michael A. I'm going to go say hi to Bob Henley. But no, Trey Turner was thinking more than just third base.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitcher spot next. We think that's Mike Tauchman, the outfielder, who has not appeared in the series yet.
I have him, Tauchman, number 42, right here. That's him.
Now we know. Strasburg on a ball fading away, and then he makes a fine grab and throws to Zimmerman. Steven Strasburg has still given up 1 hit today. A solo homer with 2 outs in the 4th by Charlie Blackmon that broke up a string of 31 in a row retired by Scherzer and Strasburg, and now Stevens gone 5 more consecutively. Mike Tauchman is a 27-year-old outfielder out of Bradley University in his home state of Illinois. 10th rounder by the Rockies 5 years ago. 222 in 31 games as a big leaguer last year.
Carp, after all these years, you know who my favorite players are that aren't Nats. And I was super excited to see Charlie Blackmon come into town, and bummed the first 2 games he didn't play because of his quad. He's one of my favorite players. And now I'm kind of wishing that he didn't play the last 2 days, because who knows what would have happened.
I mean, this guy's 2 swings away from 2 different Nationals pitchers having chances for no-hitters. Deep short, and I don't think Trey's got a chance.
Good effort, though.
Tauchman with an infield hit. He needed that. Mike Tauchman broke up an 0 for 14 to start his season.
Check out the range by Trey. Wilmer playing in for the bunt, and Tauchman can run a little bit. So even though you don't make the play, your pitchers love to see that kind of effort. Like, all right, the boys are playing hard behind me. Let's go.
1 on, 1 out. That's the first time I've said that against a National starter since the first inning yesterday. Scott Oberg will be next in the Rockies' pitching plans. And they're going to need a bunch of innings out of their bullpen today. Two and one.
Well, shutdown innings definitely necessary here for Steven, and he'd love a ground ball right here, right now.
In there.
Looked like LeMahieu might have been taken all the way there on 3-1.
And the payout pitch with the runner moving fouled. No better time to act than today. PNC make today the day as we check in on Carter Kieboom. #1 Picked by the Nats, younger brother of Spencer. And so doing a good job right now at the age of 20. Good infielder. Great future ahead. 3-2, 1 out. Runner goes again. Had a good jump. Ball 4.
Seen hitter after hitter look back to Jerry Meals on balls today. I don't think he's saying ball. I think a lot of umpires will just say strike. You'll hear something on strike and nothing on ball. But LeMahieu looked back like, is that a walk? Was it a ball? Ian Desmond did the same thing.
Iannetta, strikeout, fly ball to right. And there's some activity in the Nationals bullpen. Guys just kind of running around getting warm. Nobody throwing. Strasburg just at 75 pitches now with 1 out, 6th inning. And he falls behind again.
Well, you know the guy in the batter's box wants to atone for the passed ball right now. Not often in baseball do you get a chance right after you have a miscue to make up for it.
That's on the inside edge to even things up.
There's that guy.
They say don't be that guy. A lot of guys want to be that guy. Charlie Blackmon back off injury yesterday. Didn't go on the DL, but he didn't appear in the first 2 games of the series, and he's homered twice against 2 of the best pitchers in the game.
Definitely has the warmest face on the field today.
2-1. Nats need a ground ball. And Strasburg missing by some wide margins here. It's gone to 3-1 now.
Yeah, 80th pitch coming, and he's out of rhythm all of a sudden. Usually you don't see this with Steven. Once the train starts rolling, that's it. But all of a sudden, after the infield single, the walk to LeMahieu, he's behind 3-1, and for whatever reason, he's out of sync all of a sudden. And the game's kind of slowed down too.
Yeah. Yeah, started this inning at 61 pitches. And a ball hit out to center. Taylor tracking it. Tagging is Tachman. And Michael A does the right thing by throwing into first, or rather into second, to keep the runner at first. And with more on the starters, here's Dan.
Bob, tomorrow would be A.J. Cole's turn in the Nationals rotation. They are currently listing the first starter for the series in New York, rather, as TBA. Nationals saying they're going to make an announcement to the media on who will start tomorrow after today's ball game. Could be A.J. Cole, could also be Jeremy Hellickson, who's been down in West Palm building up arm strength and threw a side session just a few days ago.
Thank you for the update. Yeah, Nats notes today still say TBA versus Jacob deGrom, Gio, and Zach Wheeler. Tanner Roark and Steven Matz.
Dan reporting for the Golf Channel right there. I love it.
Thank you, Dan. Let's see if Blackmon can be retired for the final out here.
Hey, sometimes you're down there, and I've done it. You do the reports, and the skipper's so close to you, you can't like just you can't project because
you don't need the skipper looking at you during the game. Dan, we totally understand. Well called. Now Strasburg battling back. You think we're tough on Dan during games. You should hear all of us against each other, not during games.
We have fun doing what we do. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Best job ever.
6 months together, we better. Really 7 months. Strasburg trying to get the inside edge with that heater, 2-1.
So when he fell behind Blackman last time, he went 2-1 fastball away, fouled it off, or 2-0 fastball away. Then he went challenge fastball with some plate for the homer. Do they go change up here? They're going fastball away.
That's a good one.
Power and command on that pitch. Good fastball hitter. He's done damage on the heat so far. Do you throw him a changeup? No, you just locate 94 right on the black, and now the crowd's into it.
That wind is really whipping down on that field. 55 at game time. That is a fair ball that gets beyond the reach of Ryan Zimmerman. That ball stops on the track, and that's going to give them their second run here. Bryce had a long way to go, and it's the Charlie Blackmon show for the Rockies Saturday and Sunday. This game is tied.
Yeah, Steven won't be mad at this double. He'll be mad at the walk before it. And you see the location mistake. Wieters wanted that same pitch we just showed you, the fastball down and away, and you know, Ryan coming off the base couldn't get back toward the line. Blackmon hit it on the nose. And a big time answer by the Rockies after the Nats scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th. They come back with 2 in the top of the 6th.
Charlie Blackmon has 3 of their last 5 hits, and all 5 of their runs batted in. So he's having himself quite a series. Carlos Gonzalez up early count swinging last time. He bounced out to Turner on the right side. Trade there on the shift. And there's nobody there for that one, and the Rockies have the lead. Carlos Gonzalez crosses up the shift and drives in his 10th run of the year. And just like that, after the Nats picked up those 2 runs, Colorado comes battling back.
Yeah, fastball up and in again. I think Matt Wieters wanted it down and away, and Cargo just punches one into left. You see Charlie Blackmon kind of hobbling around third base, taking care of that quad. If it was hit harder, they might have had a chance at home. But a weird inning here for Steven Strasburg. The Nats got him the lead, and the tempo and the rhythm, everything just seemed off after the first out.
Here's Parra, and that's to Trey Turner. So 3 hits around the walk. Colorado in an instant retakes the lead. crazy day at Nationals Park suddenly as we play bottom 6. The Nats have Kendrick, Weeder, Sierra do up what they've done on this homestand. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. So there's Sierra in the hole. Weeder's on deck and Howie leads off. And Scott Oberg takes over for the Colorado Rockies after they hit for Senzatella. So Tyler Anderson's off the hook. Oberg was up, but that looks like Brian Shaw. I'm going to go facial recognition software here.
No, I think you're right. I got it right here. Brian Shaw, number 42. You got it. There he is. 10th appearance.
Your help has been invaluable today. Thank you so much.
I'll be your spotter.
A little earlier in a game than we've seen Shaw so far.
Yeah, Shaw signed that 3-year, $27 million contract. Wade Davis went 3 years, $52 million. The Rockies spent over $100 million on their bullpen in the offseason, so.
It was a big offseason for relievers, wasn't it?
It was. Relievers that can miss bats.
Yeah.
There's value. Whether you're a first place team, a middle of the road team, or a last place team.
Swing and a miss. 93 by Howie Kendrick. That's how the bottom of the 6th gets underway. So the Nats box, Bryce Harper, monstrous homer. 418, first inning. And really not much else as far as actual getting hits goes. Howie a base hit, leading off the 2nd. The Nats got their 2 runs in the 5th on 3 walks, a pass ball, and an error on the same play. So an odd line score for the Nats, 3 runs, 2 hits. Weeder's 0 for 1 with a walk. And he drives one out to right center. Outfielders aren't going to give up on it, but it's out of here anyway. See you later. Matt Weeders has homered on consecutive days. And this one is back tied.
I'll tell you what, that's a great sign for Dave Martinez and his ball club. Matt Weeders the last 2 days just looking strong at the plate. And a nice answer by the Nats after the Rockies scored 3. They come back and tie it up at 4. Matt Weeders back-to-back days with Taters. That one was 389.
So if you go to right center and let the scoreboard protect the wind a bit, but you still have to crank one. And going that way is Sierra. It'll play for Gonzalez. In fact, he's going to come in for it. 2 down.
Let's show you the homer one more time. Looked like a cement mixer. Didn't do a whole lot. A slider that just stayed up, and Weeders was all over it. Close to the same spot he hit it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Scoreboard blocking the wind, just sneaks it out of here to tie it up.
Now to the very center of the scoreboard, it's 375. And he went to the left of that yesterday. He almost went to the end of the seats out there. So 2 big boy homers for Matt Weeders. 0-1 to Michael A. Taylor, who has struck out, walked, and scored.
The reason Carpet was a reliever's market this winter is because, say you're a team that's rebuilding, you go out and get some relievers. Now you have value in those guys to trade during the season to get some minor league parts.
Yeah.
If you're a middle of the road team, you go out and get relievers. You're hoping to catch lightning in a bottle, maybe get into the playoffs with that bullpen. And if you're a good team, you're hoping to have a parade because you went out and got a bunch of relievers.
Taylor hits one hard out to right center. That's going to one-hop the wall. It checks up. Michael stops at second, and that's one of his best swings of this still young season.
You know the wind's blowing in from right, and I've talked about it 3 or 4 times today. Carlos Gonzalez is playing so shallow out there. He finally got burned. Looked like a cut fastball from Shaw, and Michael A just stays on it so nicely. You see the back knee almost to the ground. And the shallow positioning by Carlos Gonzalez cost the Rockies a double in a tie game late.
As Shaw pitching for the 3rd time in this 4-game series. Matt Adams will pinch hit for Steven Strasburg. As a pinch hitter, Matt struck out against Shaw. 7th inning Friday night. Way upstairs. So that's their only career meeting. And Brandon Kinsler is up for the Nats in a game that'll be either tied or his team ahead when he pitches the 7th. And the Nats trying big time to get Steven Strasburg the pitcher of record status here if they can take the lead. 2-0. On the edge. Adams a big rip. 2-2. Adams still looking for his first pinch hit as a Net.
Ball club's done a nice job of fighting back all year, even though some of the games have got away late. Dave Martinez got to love the fight in his club 2 weeks into the season.
That they have. 2-2. Wow. Close, great eye. 2 on, 2 out for Trey Turner. The Nats have been given 7 walks today. 2 by Trey. Last time he scored.
The empty light has to be on for mound visits for the Rockies.
It's getting down there.
It is. I mean, they're going to have to pull over and get some new visits.
We could do a sack fly zone for the dugout. The red area, the yellow area, the green area.
He's calling for him right now. Hey, you got any more mound visits? We're using them all up.
Steve Foster, the pitching coach, has departed. Shaw struck out Trey Turner swinging Friday night. Their only previous meeting. That gets away, and the runners will both move up. That was a breaking ball way outside, and Iannetta couldn't corral it. Man.
Well, after what happened before, that takes this pitch away, the entire at-bat. He's not going to mess around. And look at Iannetta turning his glove over late and getting to that pitch. But after Michael A scored on a wild pitch or a pass ball earlier, you know, Trey Turner's going to get something up to hit here is my point.
That was up, and he got it under the ceiling of the strike zone. Well, the Rockies have been giving Nats free bags all afternoon. Each team 4 runs on 4 hits. Yeah, talking about that one big hit like we were earlier. One of those could win you a game today. Turner a big rip, 2-2. Which is also the score in New York right now. Brewers Mets 7th inning. There's lefty Jake McGee for Bryce Harper. Defoe on deck. Taylor and Adams. Presidents aboard.
I was just thinking that. That's crazy you said that.
Like to see some more racing presidents. Did he go? No.
Boy, did you see Ian Desmond try to sell the call?
Yeah, he was running in, huh?
He pointed to Ben May like he was appealing at first and started running toward the dugout trying to sell it.
Three and two now. And Trey Turner has walked for the 3rd time. They're loaded for Defoe.
The 8th walk by Rockies pitchers today. It is so hard to win a major league game like that, especially against a good team. Nats looking for that one big hit, and here comes Bud Black.
Yeah, Bud Black's working with a short bench. Looks like he's going to make a double switch. Only guy he has left other than their backup catcher, Tony Wolters, is Pat Valleca. Looks like he'll replace Desmond at first. So a lot of wheels turning here. Defoe, the man on the spot ahead. And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. 4-4, lots of wheels turning for both skippers here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Jake McGee who closed out the game with a scoreless ninth, a 1-2-3 ninth against Rendon, Harper, and Zimmerman Thursday night, will be in here to turn Wilmer Depot around to the right side and then face Bryce Harper if it goes that far.
A fastball averaging 93, slider 77. See Valeka going to first base. Ian Desmond in left field. Here we go.
Parra the last man to make an out, so that's the double switch. There they are. One guy hit his way aboard. Taylor with the double. 2 more walks in the inning, and Wilmer 0 for 1 career against McGee. His 4th at bat today, trying to bust this thing open. Up the middle. 6-4, inning over. Nats can't buy the big hit with men on base, but Matt Wieters got him back even with 1 out here in the 6th with a long home run right center. He's finding that part of the ballpark a lot of fun. Big league career, recipient of the inaugural MLB Rookie of the Year award, 6 consecutive seasons an All-Star, MVP in 49, 6 World Series, and contributed to the Dodgers' 55 World Series championship when they finally beat those dreaded Yankees. Inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1962, and in 1997, Major League Baseball universally retired his uniform number 42.
You know, we think of Jackie Robinson in baseball, but he was so much more. We celebrate what he did for baseball today, but when you look at what he did in his life, period, he was an activist his entire life fighting inequality. He was the first African-American in the Hall of Fame in 1962. He's the first African-American to serve as vice president for an American corporation and the first African-American commentator for Major League Baseball. So he's on the board of the NAACP, so his whole life was devoted to that. And yeah, he broke the barrier that was there for 50 years in baseball, but he was so much more than just a baseball player.
Yeah, he tore down lots of barriers. First pitch, top 7, Ian Desmond 2, Howie Kendrick, and a quick out for Brandon Kinsler. And of course the Homestead Grays, as we celebrate Black Heritage Day, they were formed in 1912 in Pennsylvania. From 40 to 42, half of their games in Pittsburgh, the other half in D.C. when the Senators were on the road. Josh Gibson, Buck Leonard, Sam Bankhead, Cool Papa Bell, Ray Brown, Judy Wilson. The Grays won 11 Negro League championships. And when the Expos moved here in '05, Grays was one of the finalists with Senators and Nationals for the name of our new team here in DC.
Yeah, and maybe the best name ever in baseball, Cool Papa Bell. Didn't they say turn off the lights and get into bed before it was dark?
That's how quick he was. And Josh Gibson, considered the Babe Ruth of the Negro Leagues. Unbelievable hitter. Here's Trevor Story. Strasburg struck him out twice.
Phillies are up 10-3. They're unstoppable.
Man, we don't go there until what? I mean, sometime in June.
See, that's a good miss for Brandon Kinsler. I mean, he's got tremendous command, but you know, at times early in the season, he's been on the side of his sinker and it's been elevated. He wants to miss below the zone like that.
Two. That's on the edge. Great pitch by Brandon Kinsler. And Dan has more on the Nationals reliever.
Yeah, Bob, just to build on what FP was just talking about, we've been discussing Brandon Kinsler making a mechanical adjustment, trying to get his arm slot back where he needs it. He told me yesterday that he actually credits his catch partner, the guy that he plays catch with before the game, Sean Doolittle, for really helping him get there. When he's playing catch with Sean, Sean's alerting him as to whether his arm slot is in the right spot where it needs to be. Sean kind of coaching him through it. Maybe feels like he threw too many sliders in spring. That arm slot dropped down, but it's back up now.
Yeah, and a low arm slot on the slider usually means a pretty flat pitch, huh?
Yeah.
Ryan McMahon, fly ball to center and a bouncer back to the pitcher. And if you're keeping track along with us, keeping score, Valleca is on deck after that double switch. Two and one. There's Pat Valleca.
Didn't Major League Baseball do 42s all weekend last year? Or am I wrong? I want to say
Not sure.
it wasn't just one day, but I could be wrong.
I like the 42 a lot,
Yeah, the Mother's Day is all weekend.
but maybe the names with the 42. We don't want to misidentify players for our fans and our viewers. We love the 42. Swing and a miss. Good inning by Brandon Kinsler. That arm slot looks pretty good. So does Bryce's bat. He leads off, bottom 7.
Heading Bryce Harper, the 418-foot tater to right field, putting his ball club ahead, his 7th of the year. And we're going to make that our Ford drive of the game.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. So there's our game summary. Bryce has gone deep. Charlie Blackmon, what else is new? Steven Strasburg had a rough 6th inning, but he'll go to get a no decision today. And along with Eric Hayden, I'm Bob Carpenter. It is cold up here, man. And we're seeing a very interesting day of baseball. These guys are working hard in some pretty rough conditions.
Yeah, I mean, not conducive to hitting, not conducive to coming on camera either when it's really windy up here, but we'll do it for you. And now Bryce Harper going to try to figure out one more time to get his ball club a lead. We're having fun. It's been another good game, back-to-back exciting ones here for the ballpark. I thought yesterday was the game of the year by far.
Yeah. Yeah, those middle innings were exciting. We loved the way it ended. And it's Bryce Harper as the left-hander. Jake McGee stays in to start the bottom of the 7th. Bryce 1 for 2, homer, strikeout, and a walk. Yeah, McGee pours the fastball right in there. Bryce 0 for 3 career against him. 0 for 1 in this series.
When does the weather finally make up its mind around here? May?
It may. Sean Kelly for the 8th. So it's Harper, Zimmerman, and Kendrick. And they don't have a right-hander warming. Looks like Jake McGee's inning. Bryce ahead in the count. Looks it all the way in low. He's already taken 1 walk today, his 18th of the year, which leads the league just ahead of Freddie Freeman. Braves weathered out at Chicago today. Down to first. Go the Nats again, and that is walk number 9.
Unbelievable. A major league game with 9 walks. MLB At Bat is your #1 Nats app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. All kinds of fun, free stuff on there. Download MLB At Bat today. Is the truck telling Bryce to steal by showing his cleats right there with Jackie Robinson on?
We know they look good. We don't know how fast they are just yet. Bryce did get from first to third on that pass ball a couple innings ago pretty quickly, and as you mentioned, had designs on making it a 3-run play. Two and a half hours nearly for this one so far. Boys in the left field seats, though, they've still got all their energy going. They know that if the Nats get that one big hit today, they're going to win this game. They've had chances all day long. 7 runners stranded. Short lead by Bryce. That's inside to Ryan Zimmerman, who has a lot of hitting room on the right side thanks to Harper's walk.
Yeah, I don't know if something's bugging Ryan, but once he starts playing every single day is when you have all those moving parts and they sync up and lock in. But it seems like he's one day on, one day off, and it's hard to get going as a hitter when you're playing every other day.
Yeah, pinch hit single yesterday, then a walk late in the game. Late for the heater. 2-2.
A guy like Daniel Murphy and his approach, he could do it because it's simple. But when you're Ryan and you're moving your hands and your leg kick and he has all the pre-pitch stuff that he does. You know, Kevin Long will tell you that, you know, that takes repetition, seeing pitches every single day to sync that up. And right now it's just off a tick. Not much though. I mean, he's super close. Like you said, the pinch hit yesterday was an awesome swing.
Yeah, went the other way. Can't get that one. First out, 7th inning. There have been 9 walks and now 8 strikeouts while the Nats have been batting. And Howie Kendrick is next. Howie is 3 for 6 career against Jake McGee, 1 for 3 today. And there's only been 1 game in which he's played out of 13 when he hasn't been on base, counting his single up the middle in the 2nd. Looked like he stopped. Ben May says no.
I think he wants him to stop too.
Wow.
Check it out from the side. I think Ben May's getting cold.
It was a late appeal at the behest of the third base dugout. And Howie Kendrick hits a high drive to deep right center. On the track, Blackman has it, and Bryce Harper is going to get doubled up at first base. That will be an 8-4-3 inning-ending double play. This one to the 8th all-time.
The Nats were going to go ahead. I didn't see what Bryce did. Did he think it was going to be in the gap? Is he reading it there? It looks like he did. If he thought there was 2 outs, he wouldn't have done that shuffle and then took off. He was banking on that ball being in the gap, and maybe for a split second forgot that the wind is blowing straight in from right today. And I think he's telling Bob Henley, I thought that ball was in the gap. He didn't forget how many outs there were, and that's why I wanted to see it again. That little shuffle, belly to the baseball was the point where he was reading it. He just misread it.
So Sean Kelly for the top of the 8th. 9-1-2 Valleca, LeMahieu, and Iannetta. So Sean, it'll be his 6th appearance. 5 innings, a run on 4 hits. Struck out 8 so far.
I mean, either way, it was a base running mistake, and the Nats have had a lot of them early in the season. They have. No other way to put it. Aggressive mistake, but Sammy Solis getting hot down there.
And a good breaking ball on 101. Had Valleca reaching. Had Valleca in this series 0 for 6. Wilmer Defoe guarding that line over at third. Not right on it, but a couple of steps. And a ball hit hard to the gap in left center. It is run down by Sierra.
Nice play, Moises Sierra. And this ball had double, maybe triple written all over it. He ran it down, folks. When you think of Moises Sierra, you think about the thunder in his bat. Maybe not so much his defense, but right here, changing some minds, perhaps. Trey Turner clapping at the bottom of the screen. A fine running play in a tie game late by Moises Sierra. Nicely done.
Here's DJ LeMahieu, who walked after the Tachman pinch hit back in the 6th. And that got Charlie Blackmon set up for his 2-run double 1 out later. DJ LeMahieu getting on base, but he had been 0 for 10 since his big time explosion here Thursday night. Way out ahead there, 0-2.
I like Sean Kelly's cleats. I don't know what he's featuring, but those are cool. They got all kinds of stuff going on. Fresh kicks.
And that ball hammered to right center. That's open for a carom, which never comes. It's out of the ballpark for DJ LeMahieu. Third homer of this series, 5-4 Rockies.
Yeah, the home run haunts Sean again. Fastball up and out over the plate, and DJ LeMahieu goes against traffic to put his ball club ahead. That ball was hit. You saw what Howie Kendrick's ball just did. That one didn't.
Swing and a miss, Chris Iannetta. Kind of a half swing on that one. Howie Kendrick for the 2nd out.
Dave Martinez out, Sammy Solis in. He already signaled.
Yeah, no way Charlie Blackmon gets another right-hander here. Sammy and Charlie straight ahead. you by American Standard Heating and Air. Find your local independent American Standard Heating and Air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. And by the DMV area Volkswagen dealers, who bring you the Smile at Spring sales event.
Check this out. Cool moment at the ballpark. That young man on the right just caught DJ LeMahieu's home run. The kid that's about to stand up caught Matt Wieder's home run. And one a Rocky fan, one a Nats fan. They switched baseballs and knucked it up. How cool is that?
That is awesome.
I mean, that's what it's all about. Very nice, kids. Way to go.
I want those kids working for me someday if I'm a boss. All right, Solis and Blackman 0 for 1 career, Charlie, against the Nats lefty. That's a good hook, 0-2.
And the best catch out there was by our camera guys. Finding that, showing us. That was cool.
I think that has a chance to be seen all over the nation tonight. And it should. Charlie Blackman plays for the first time yesterday. Strikes out 3 times, but hits a 2-run homer against Max Scherzer. And then today, a solo shot against Steven Strasburg. Then he got that ball just inside the first base bag in the 6th, down the line for a 2-run double. Down he goes.
Was this close?
Not really.
Maybe Charlie just fell or was trying to get the charging call.
Yeah. Yeah, we can say not too close up here watching that. That was at real speed for him. And a 1-2 outside. And a breaking ball hit well to center. Michael A. Taylor goes backhand, shoot top, and robs Charlie Blackman of his 3rd hit of the day.
Well, that's a tough play. The low line drive right at you, the wind blowing. He finally got a read on it, and that was do or die for Michael A. Taylor. That gets by him. It's ugly. What a play.
Legends card set giveaway presented by Blowout Cards, the fantastic store. Harry Potter Day Sunday and the first reading program day of the season. Call them, log on, check out the Potomac Nationals. Real baseball, real close.
They go back to the 6th inning. Matt Wieters, his 2nd home run in as many days. Hit one yesterday, almost in the exact same spot. Got the Nats on the board yesterday. Second home run for the Nats here today. Bryce homered in the first. And he could not control the slide. That's the what, 11th free base runner today?
Well, that's 9 walks and a hit batter.
10 free base runners.
Ottavino, we talked about that curveball of his the other night. That thing goes all over the place.
I'm telling you what, it is, if we had the analytics on the percentage of winning a game when you give up 10 free base runners, it's got to be below 10%. I mean, it's almost impossible to win a major league game walking 9 guys and hitting a guy on top of it.
Yeah. And the way you do that is if you keep the other team without a hit with runners in scoring position, and that's what happened so far. Nats are 0 for 8. Maybe something to be done about that soon in this inning. Sierra was looking to bunt. First pitch was way outside. That one slides in. 1-1. Ottavino's second appearance of this series. On a ball tailing away, that's fouled. It sounded like Sierra broke his bat. In the 8th inning Friday night, Ottavino struck out Zimmerman looking, Kendrick swinging. So a couple of scenarios for the Nats bullpen. If they get back even, Sean Doolittle most probably. If they take the lead, most definitely. And if the Nats are still behind after this inning, Matt Gray should get the call. Matt Wieters is running. He's out as the ball skips up, and LeMahieu is able to apply the tag.
Was he out?
Iannetta didn't get it there on the fly. Matt does not argue.
Yeah, there's no argument. So that's, I thought he had the ambush. Maybe a little bigger lead would have got him there. If you're going to go ambush, you got to be all in on it. And it looks like they tagged him up on the arm before his foot hit. Yeah, right there, and he's out. So go back to the initial shot of the lead. If you're gonna go on this and you're gonna ambush, you don't want to tip it off so there's a fine line to get too big a lead, but if he was another step off, he'd have been safe.
Heck of a play by LeMahieu. 2-2 to Sierra.
And this is where Matt started, a guy that's not familiar with stealing, but I like the aggressive nature, trying to sneak attack to get that tie and run in scoring position. Just didn't work out. Like you said, Carp, beautiful pick and tag by LeMahieu.
And Sierra strikes out, 2 outs, nobody on. Michael A. Taylor next in front of the pitcher's spot. Looks like Brian Goodwin coming out, if it gets that far. Front door on the slider and a strike. I mean, you're expecting that thing away, and then he throws it under your hands, and there's Brian Goodwin next if it gets to the 9 spot.
It's a rough at bat for any right-handed hitter, but you know, Michael A. with that swing to right center field, you're hoping.
He'll turn on one as the ball hung a little bit, and Michael A. Taylor is going to have back-to-back doubles. Hustling into second in case anything went wrong in the corner. Desmond got it back in, and maybe Brian Goodwin's got a chance to help the Nats battle back again.
Well, you're hoping that that locked him in, that right center field swing, because we've seen him pull the ball after he goes that way. This is a 108-mile-an-hour double. So it doesn't always happen. A guy gets thrown out and you see something like that happen. Third double of the season for Michael A. And Brian Goodwin is going to try to erase the caught stealing right here, right now.
Goodwin, first at bat of this series, facing Ottavino for the first time. And there's that frisbee for a strike. Brian this year 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter, but off to a good start at 261 with a homer, and his forte's been RBIs. Got a grand slam, 8 batted in.
First at bat since the wrist tweakage on the dive and play and left.
Well, that was the night before the Rockies got here.
See the brace on that wrist.
Great speed at second. Not likely anybody will throw him out on an outfield hit with 2 down. Nats down 5-4. Each team with 5 hits. And Taylor heading for third, and there will be no throw. He just put his head down and sped over there. Taylor's 5th of the year.
Doing it all, the dive and catch in center, the double down the line. Remember, he scored in the 5th inning on the pass ball. So Michael A. having a nice day here at the ballpark. 30 uni all over the place, and he just needs 90 more feet.
Target in. He's a third of the way down the line, and he did force Ottavino to step off. And the Nats fans want a balk call, but pitcher handled it okay.
2 strikes, 2 outs is a great idea. I don't know if he's thinking about stealing home as much as he's trying to get Ottavino to balk.
How about this on Jackie Robinson Day? Tie game. As they said in the movie, he discombobulated the man.
This is the best, sloppiest game I've ever seen. I mean, it's been the Nats' best play today. The wild pitch or the pass ball with the runner on third. That's the 2nd time Michael A. Taylor has scored from third, and they got to call that a pass ball again on Chris Iannetta. That didn't hit dirt, he just misses it. And you know he was thinking about the one earlier, maybe pressing behind the plate. And just like that, folks, we're all tied up at 5. Michael A. Taylor doing it all here at Nats Park.
The Nats have 5 runs today, and that's strike 3, and they have 2 RBIs. It has been crazy.
A guy that with the Frisbee he was featuring the other night was darn near unhittable. So he stays in there nice after a double last time up. Here's the double. So 2 outs, nobody on. You're thinking, all right. And how about stealing second base on Jackie Robinson Day, number 42? And we already talked about the first time he scored on a pass ball, and you wonder if Iannetta was thinking about it right there. So the second time Michael A. Taylor scored on a pass ball with the runner on third, it's all Adam Ottavino could do is hang his head. That wasn't that bad a pitch by Ottavino. Like I said, the most exciting, sloppiest game ever today, but it's been fun. It's been a wild ride.
And now, with it tied, Sean Doolittle can't get a save today, but he can sure get this one to the bottom of the 9th and get the Nats in a position to win it. Carlos Gonzalez leads off. Next up is the pitcher spot, and the only player they have left is Tony Wolters, their catcher. Last time up, Carlos Gonzalez with the left side of the infield mostly empty, bounced a base hit through short to give the Rockies a 4-3 lead back in the 6th. There's Tony Wolters.
I'm trying to think of a game, and I know it's happened probably a ton, where 3 guys have scored from on a wild pitch or a pass ball. Did they rule that one a pass ball too?
They said wild pitch on the board, which makes it an earned run. The other 2 were unearned. This is like a basketball game when you have a bunch of baskets and no assists. The Nats have 2 RBIs on 5 runs today. Two. Gonzalez 0 for 2 career against Sean. Swing and a miss on 94 upstairs. First out, top 9. Nissan on the pitch cast.
The calling card from the doctor, the high fastball that you just can't lay off. We see hitter after hitter do this. It's right up in your eyes. It looks like I'd get on top of that, and by the time you go up there and get off a swing, it's by you with the high spin rate that he's creating.
Walter started yesterday, went 0 for 2 with a walk. He faces Doolittle for the first time. Wilmer Defoe on the grass at third. And Ryan Zimmerman in the baseline at first.
There are some pitchers in the Rockies dugout putting cleats on right now, I think. They're out of extra players.
Yeah, they did not add anybody. Of course, Arenado serving his 5-game suspension. Day 2 of that, 5-game suspension. So game 2 of that. And it's up and in 1-1. As far as the bullpen goes, Rockies still have 4 pitchers they haven't used. The Nats just 2. Bryce Harper will bat in the bottom of the 9th. That was Mike Dunn, the lefty. Bud Black playing short. 8-man bullpen. 3 extra men in the dugout. And an awkward swing for another strikeout.
Elevated heater again. And just a refresher for fans coming to the ballpark when Sean's pitching. If you're not all in on the do, it sounds like a moo. And right there, we had a lot of moos going on. That's better. Right? If you do the half-hearted do, it sounds like moo. No, you got to get into it. It's pretty cold today, though. So. Oh.
'And Desmond late for that 0 for 1 career against Doolittle.
Here we go. Let's listen. We're going to get some do's or moos. High fastball to Ian. Might be the pitch. We'll see what they decide on. Here we go. See, those are do's. Too high.
One and 2 with 2 outs.
Doesn't like that ball. Blowing on his hand, trying to get a grip here in the cold, windy weather. Temperatures dropped. It was around what, 60 at game
55 time? At game time. Unofficially 50 right now. 2-2. And off the plate inside.
If I remember right, this guy swings 3-2 all the time. He does. I rarely remember Ian Desmond taking a 3-2 pitch. I remember asking the truck to get a number for me on how many times he swings and the percentage on 3-2. And if I remember correctly, it's high. That one was right in the box, strike 3. That's smart though, right?
I'd rather see a guy do that, go ahead and instead of shutting everything down and being off balance and something bad could happen. 3 balls, 2 strikes, top of the 9th, tie game. And Ian Desmond hits one out to center that sends Taylor to the wall, and Ian Desmond hits a homer to put Colorado on top after he had gone 1 for 14 in this series.
Well, he knew he was swinging, and Sean threw it maybe a little lower than he wanted to. And Ian Desmond knew the heater was coming. No mystery here. And gives it a ride. And puts his club ahead. Clutch home run by the former Nats shortstop.
4th homer of the year. 6-5 Rockies. Trevor Story the hitter. Colorado's hit 3 home runs today. Strike 2. And when that ball went over the fence, Wade Davis, their closer, popped up in the dugout, or pardon me, the bullpen. And a 1-2 now with 2 outs. Out of play. Wade Davis' 6th save for him Friday night here in the Rockies' 2-1 win. Ball 2. And the top of the 9th is over. Doolittle, 3 strikeouts. Homer by Desmond. Trey Turner leads off. Top of the order, bottom 9. Jacob deGrom tomorrow. Gio, Zach Wheeler Tuesday. Tanner Roark, Steven Matz Wednesday. Day off, and then 3 at Dodger Stadium, 3 at AT&T Park in San Francisco on that next road trip. But there are your next 5. 6-5 Rockies. The Nats have 3 outs with which to work. And it's been kind of a crazy day behind the plate for Chris Iannetta with a pass ball and an error on the same play.
Remember in the 5th inning, this one gets by him, and Michael A. Taylor scores, and Trey Turner hustling all the way. He scores too, so a pass ball right there, 2-run score, and then this. And in Iannetta's defense on that second one, that was a nasty sinker. Looking at it again from Ottavino. That ball just kind of took off on him, so I think the second one was properly scored. That was a wild pitch. He didn't have any chance to stop with that one, but down by 1, Wade Davis on, and Trey Turner in his wheels trying to jump aboard here in the 9th.
6 saves, 1 blown save for Davis this year. Trey Turner, 1 career appearance against him, a base on balls. McMahon very shallow at 3rd, and he's also very near the line. When Davis pitched the 9th inning Friday, he struck out Taylor, got Defoe on a grounder, and then struck out Matt Wieters. So he faces Wilmer after this. And this ball lifted to center. Charlie Blackmon. Now Defoe and Harper. And another Wilmer up in New York just walked off Milwaukee. And the Mets are 12-2. So the Nats have to battle here, and then they've got 3 nights of a battle waiting at Citi Field. The shift is on. McMahon will go up the middle, and Trevor Story will play a shortstop position. In fact, more of a 3rd base position, as Wilmer could lay a bunt down over there and keep on running. Defoe 0 for 3 career against Davis. And just as a preview for you, the man on deck, success against this right-handed closer. Bryce is 3 for 5 against him.
That could be totally wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. Bryce Harper's not going to see anything to hit.
You know, closers used to come in. You knew you're going to get fastballs because that's what they used to do. But now these guys have so many different weapons. Relievers were always fastball, slider, fastball, curve, and that was about it.
Yeah, Davis's fastball, cutter, curveball. That was a cutter right there to Wilmer. He throws that 33% of the time, and the fastball average at 94.
That'll even things up 2-2.
But if Wilmer gets on, it would make things a lot more interesting on how the Rockies approach the guy on deck. You can't just walk Bryce and put the tying run in scoring position in the ninth, so this is huge. Fight.
Good, yeah, good late adjustment to that curve.
Shook off fastball, 2 sliders to a curve.
Wilmer Difo stopped his hands. 3-2.
This pitch is so big. 1-run game, bottom of the ninth. Bryce Harper on deck. If Wilmer gets aboard, a hit, a walk, a hit by pitch, then what are you going to do with Harper? This is huge.
Difo hooks one. Well foul by the time it landed.
Pretty good fight going on. Ninth pitch coming. Wilmer dying hard.
Gets jammed. Carlos Gonzalez, and now it's Davis and Harper.
Pretty good AB by Wilmer. Now we'll see what they do with Mr. Harper.
So Bryce, an RBI, 1 strikeout in that 3-for-5 career against Wade Davis.
Well, he's thinking one thing, and he's hunting a mistake.
Target in, it was well in, 2-0.
Four shakes to a curve.
Well, Bryce has walked twice today.
And there's never been a greener light in the history of green lights.
And if it gets that far, Ryan Zimmerman is 2 for 4 career against Davis. So he gave Bryce Harper a chance to get himself out, and Bryce wasn't biting. He's on base for the 4th time today, and it's up to Zimmerman,
who has 14 walk-off hits and 10 walk-off homers. Just saying. Thought I'd throw that out there. Let it marinate for a second. There it is. Why not? The way this one's gone, right? It's been a seesaw wild affair here. Why not?
Ryan today 0 for 4. They are really deep. Ball 1.
Jerry Meals wanted to. Did you see that? He took a step back, kind of stood up to call it a strike, and then called it a ball. Watch Meals. Ooh, he had the right hand ready. Oh, get you one and let it rip. Rally-ats, I like it. I mean, the only way he gets anything to pull out of here is if it's a mistake. Wade Davis with the elements and the veteran presence is going to make Ryan beat him the other way. We've seen balls go that way. We just saw DJ LeMahieu do it.
And Zimmerman, tremendous power to the right center gap. Target away, 2-1. And now in danger of walking another. Nationals have been walked 10 times today. Howie is next. And Kendrick has 6 career hits against Davis. And to short, and the short wave for the Rockies, who take 3 out of 4 in this weekend series. The Nats give up a run in the top of the 9th, but they had a chance to put this game away long before that. Ian Desmond's homer, the game winner for the Rockies. The Nats go 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, and it closes out a very surprising 3-7 homestand. For FP and Dan, Bob Carpenter will give it a try again tomorrow night in New York. Rockies 6, Nationals 5. Tomorrow night we will find out soon who's pitching against Jacob deGrom. Coverage begins 6:30 p.m. on MASN. This has been a presentation of MASN. Stay tuned. Johnny and Ray here at the ballpark. We'll see you tomorrow night from New York. Until then, so long for just a while.